Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia with Garcia Mohome University, bringing you Q&A. So we have a lot of questions coming in, and we picked again some of the better ones that we think. And by better, there is no dumb question, but those that are repeated over and over, we try to go ahead and put these on these Q&As and answer them for you. These are very quick, very fast answers. So rewind, rewatch, hit the like, subscribe, right? Okay. Now, if we don't have your answer, if we don't have your question answered, drop a comment below. I will answer it directly or send me a message directly, j@garciamhu.com, and I'll be sure to get that answer for you. So we're not dismissing or ignoring your questions. We do have quite a bit that are coming in. So these Q&As are going to start happening more and more. I'm thinking once a week at least, possibly. We might do a couple anywhere, and we might just extend the amount. Usually I answer anywhere from 10 to 15 questions on one video. So we'll change that up. But however we can best assist you. Okay, have a lot of things happening. We're about to get on Let's Do Deals Together. If you don't already join us on that, that's every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Investors, students, realtors, everybody comes to the table. We bring deals together. We see how we can connect, how we can network, and I mean, be part of that. If you're looking for deals, off-market deals, deals where the mobile home parks already allow for investors, for students, for subleasing, join us Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Visit our social media, Instagram. You'll see the link on there. You can log in. There's no password needed. So, all right, well, let's get started with the Q&A. Questions that come in. Should I invest in a mobile home in another state? Yeah, you should. I mean, you can definitely, but the only thing that I say on that is you better know what you're doing, okay? Because if you have not mastered your area, I always tell people this: when you're getting started into mobile home, try to have a radius, 20 miles, 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles, and then start slowly growing. But what you want to do is you want to master that area within. You want to get that experience, and you want to know what you're looking at, okay? If you're starting out and you want to invest 2, 3 states away, if you had to drive to it, would you? Ask yourself that. So if you know what you're doing, go for it. How do you unretire a title on a mobile home you want to buy? How do you unretire a title on a mobile home you want to buy? Okay, so you want to buy a mobile home and the title's been retired. What I would suggest on that is get the seller. The seller's going to have the easiest way, the easiest time doing that. Basically, they have to take the deed down to the tax assessor's office and or DMV, and they have to apply for a title. The title was retired at one point because the mobile home was now part of the land. It became real estate, part of the deed. So now I imagine you want to move it or purchase it, whatever you want to do, but you need the title. So they, as a seller, needs to go and get it. It's a lot easier, a lot simpler for them to do it. How can I find a good handyman? I don't know. When you do, let me know. Good handyman, and that's not nothing against handyman, by the way. That was a joke. But how do I find a good handyman? Interview him. I made a couple of videos, I think, last week on something like this. So definitely check my YouTube podcast on that and see, different things I talk about on that. But the easiest way is you're going to have to do interviews, a lot of them. Okay. Don't think that you post one ad or you get one phone call or somebody recommends, will work for them, may not work for you, kind of thing in the same way. So, definitely run through a good handyman. You have to interview them. You have to make sure that what kind of work have they done? Do they have pictures? I want to see some of the projects that they've done. I want to call referrals. Who has used this handyman or contractor? I want to ask them, how was your experience? What kind of work did they do? How were they on their prices, etc.? Just interview them, and you take a list of this and you just go back to back, and whichever one of those checks out the best. And it doesn't mean there's no guarantees. Okay, you can have one of those, well, I thought so kind of thing. Everything checked out till it was time to work with them. Okay, so just a lot of interviews, fill people out, and get somebody that somebody else has used. They can definitely tell you what how their experience was. What is the average taxes paid on a mobile home? Uh, so that varies. That varies between city, county, states, and it varies on what kind of year, make, model the mobile home is. That just depends on where you're at. Really, I can't really give you a number on that. I can tell you this: where I'm located, east of Atlanta, a single wide, mid 90s, $100, $150 maybe. It just depends. And the older the unit is, the less you pay. So there's that. But again, it depends where you're at. If you're in other states, it could be more. And just something you have to check out. You can call your tax assessor's office or DMV, and they can better tell you on that. Would you invest in a mobile home older than 1976? You have mentioned issues. It's not an issue. Here's the thing. 1976 and above, you can move the mobile home, right? 1976 and under, legally, you cannot. I know there's counties out there that'll tell you as long as you stay with the county, you can move them. Think about it this way. Do you really want to be moving a 1976 model mobile home anyway? How old is that? And maybe it's structurally sound. Maybe it can check out and it won't break going down the highway. But, the reason I say, try not to invest in anything really older than 80s, especially if you're getting new into this. Think about it this way. If you have a 1971 inside of a mobile home park, right, and you come in and you invest, everything checks out, you rehab it, you put it out on the market, whether you want to rent it, flip it, rent to own, whatever. Say you have an issue with the park. You're butting heads, you don't get along, and suddenly they don't want to accept your payment anymore. And this has happened. We've seen it with other investors. Suddenly the park manager doesn't like you, you don't like them, etc. And they say, we're not going to take any more payments. We just want you to move your mobile home out of the park. Well, they just put you in a position where you can't do anything about it but demolish it, really. I mean, you can go fight court with them and take them to court, whatever. But, because my 1971 legally cannot be moved. So they put me up against the wall now with this issue. So don't set yourself up for failure in that. But, I would say we've invested in 1960s, etc. As long as everything is fine, it checks out. So that's the risk you're willing to take. What is the first thing getting started in investing? What is the first thing getting started investing? I guess getting into mobile home investing, what is the first thing you would do? I mean, it depends what's your exit strategy. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to become a landlord? Do you want to flip mobile homes? Do you want to be a wholesaler, a bird dog? There's many different ways of getting started. I mean, without this question being a little broad here, a little vague, I would say just take action. I mean, just get started, get yourself educated. My channel, we put a lot of these educated nuggets, tips, and there's other channels. There's investments you can do on education alone. So learn what you can and take action. If whoever it is that sent this question, drop a comment below and specify a little bit more, and I'll be able to break that down a little bit more for you. So how do you keep contractors from how do you keep I'm not going to say this word. How do you keep contractors from not taking advantage of you? I'll say it that way. It's a little better than the way they set it in. How do you keep contractors from taking advantage of you? Well, and I just made a video about this, by the way. I think it was actually one of the ones that goes on the lesson on GarciaMobileHomeUniversity.com. So you may not be able to see it unless you purchase that lesson. But okay, you cannot pay them up front. That is the biggest mistake I see over and over. Well, I paid this contractor. He said that he needed to get started and needed to get the work, needed to get material, which is all wrong, by the way, because it's not how it goes. They don't get their own material. We get the material. I mean, they may get it, but we take care of it directly. So paying up front, there's no reason why handyman or contractor should need you to pay anything up front. So that would be the first. And again, I've seen this where a contractor, they'll ask for 3, 4, 5,000 and people give it to them. And then the next day they're nowhere to be found. I mean, that's unfortunate, but at the same token, what security did you have? So you have to wonder about that. Me, myself, I'll tell you this, pay contractors after a job each and every time after. That there is no before, there's no between. It's when you finish a job, then you get paid. Okay, and that's your security to you. When it comes to material, well, I need to be able to buy material. No, you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever home improvement store you choose to. You go to the customer service section whenever you're done shopping, and they'll call me and we'll do a phone sale. We take care of that directly. So, okay. I have been looking for deals for a few months and can't find any. Where should I be looking? Well, you're looking in the wrong places because there's deals everywhere. And right now, more than ever, there is deals everywhere. I really, truly believe there's more than a few deals for everybody. So, if you're looking for a few months, you just need to be able to look a little bit differently. Off-market deals, there's ways, tips I can give you. Definitely social media, brand marketing, advertising, which is lesson 1 of Garcia Mobile Home University, is locating deals. If you don't have deals, you don't have business, you don't have funds coming in. You're spinning wheels, if you will. So, and there's other ways to get into mobile home investing as well, but you definitely need to know how to find these deals, and off-market deals are the best deals. Okay, visit Garcia Mobile Home University for that. That's lesson number 1. Definitely, that can walk you through step by step on how to do that. Are you currently hiring? Well, networking. We're networking for sure, and we always welcome to network with any and everybody. So I can tell you this much: East Georgia, Central Georgia, North Carolina, Central Florida, East Alabama, Mid Tennessee, everywhere, the whole 6 states that we're doing business. We have so much network and so many investors and so many park owners that come directly to us. Hey, some of you students, or do they have any inventory? Can they come into our parks? So in the sense of getting hired, I mean, what are you trying to do exactly? Are you just trying to make extra money? If so, there's many things that you can assist us with, and we'll give you direct contacts with park owners. So message us directly on that, j@garciamhu.com, or drop a comment with your email. We'll be sure to email you. How can I get contractors? How can I get contracts for wholesale and mobile home agreements? Contracts legality. So something like that, I would say, we typically suggest that, the easiest and the cheapest way, more affordable way, is to go online and print one out. You may need to pay for it, but print one out, and you still need to have a real estate attorney review it and check it out. This is not a step that you want to shorten out in any way. If you complete an agreement, a contract with an individual, a buyer, for instance, a mobile home sales agreement, and something goes off, you end up in court. One simple thing on that contract that's not written correctly can cost you that. The judge can decide with them. I don't know. It depends on the situation, but you don't want to get into that situation. So you want to make sure that your legal forms, your documents, everything is intact. If you're going to print them out, visit a real estate attorney, have them check them out. It's going to cost you a few $100s, but get them to review it. And then they tell you, remove this line, add this line, change this line. Maybe let's revise this line a little bit differently. There you go. And from then on, that same agreement you can keep using over and over. So, I mean, it pays for itself. Better safe than sorry. I'll say it on that. Typical cost for a handyman to inspect a mobile home. It depends, I guess, how much travel time they have to do, where they have to come to get to it. But so here's a tip on that. I wouldn't pay anything, because here's the thing. If you're looking to rehab mobile homes, right, and you want to hire somebody, obviously a handyman, which I imagine is the same one that you were going to hire to inspect the mobile home, I would put it this way. Mr. Handyman, I am looking to hire somebody, and I want the same individual to go out and check the properties before I invest in them. So can you check these properties out for me? And if we do get it, I will hire you. So offer that in exchange. Don't be so quickly to just offer money, not to say their time isn't worth something. But, if this mobile home checks out and we can get it, then you just guaranteed yourself a job. So you see, it became a win-win. No expense on that, but there will be an expense hiring you at the point of that. So use that if you can. If not, I would say no more than about $200-300. They'll have to do a thorough walkthrough from top to bottom, inside out, and make sure that they know what they're doing. And that's about the most that I would pay on something like that. Good tip for sellers to accept my offer. Negotiate, learn to negotiate, learn to point out flaws. That is the easiest way, is point out things that are messed up in the home, things that need to be rehabbed, things that need to be changed out, updated, whatever it may be, anything inside and outside. But typically it's you don't want an offer accepted on the first try. You've heard me say that in other videos, is, if you make an offer and the seller accepts on the first try, you should not jump up and down. That just means you offer too much. That's not a good thing. So we're not beating them up either. We're not taking their homes, but learn to know what to offer and negotiate. Explain your offer, why it is that you're offering, what you are offering. And again, just anything that's broken inside the home that needs to be changed or replaced, point that out. Okay. And then there's follow-up. Follow-up is key on that. So, okay. What interest percentage do you typically charge on a rent to own? That depends again on the city, and that's something that you need to check with your attorney and make sure. But I would say on average, typical that is seen in mobile homes is anywhere from about 9 to 12%. Don't gouge somebody and just do 20, 30, something horrible like that. On average, on RTOs that we've done in the past, it was anywhere from 5 to 9% on our end, and there was a reason behind that. The market was already so high on them that we didn't need to structure them that way. So, but I would suggest anywhere from 9 to 12%. You're in a good percentage rate at that point. So, um, how do you know what a mobile home is worth? Um, know your numbers. You hear me stress about that quite often. Know your numbers, from lot rents to rental rates in the area to what are mobile homes being sold in that area in the past 30, 60, 90 days. What are mobile homes being sold inside of parks, ARV after repair values, move-in readies, and then decipher what the home is minus all. You're basically working backwards, okay? So if a mobile home is being sold for $25,000, move-in ready, then I want to make sure that this home, I can get it for X amount of money based on how much I have to put on it, material, labor, holding. Will it still make sense as an investment? You're working backwards, okay? Okay. Can you do creative financing with mobile homes? Yes, absolutely. It depends. I mean, what you're trying to do, but I mean, you can take over point payments per se. If a mobile home is has a mortgage and the seller just wants to get out from under it, you can do creative financing that way. Take over payments. I mean, you yourself trying to create a note, that's creative financing. So if you want to sell it, finance it, you have to create a note on the remaining balance, and then that's where you take the interest, and the title of the mobile home is a collateral, nothing more. You're not really actually financing on the mobile home. You're financing on the note created. So there's ways to wholesale, double wholesale. I mean, many. We can get a little more specific on something like that. If you need more on that, comment below. So that does it. Q&A for today. Next one will be probably in about 5 days. We have a lot of questions. I know I had a lot to pick from, and hope I can answer all of them. So if I did not, drop a comment below, and be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That definitely helps us out. All right. If you're looking for coaching, visit GarciaMohomeUniversity.com. Check out our page. It is fully updated. I am happy. It took us a while, but finally we were able to update it. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Until next time.